My name is Kelly Burns, and today I am sitting inside one of the most famous neighborhood restaurants in America, Bens Chile Bowl, located on historic U Street in Washington, D.C. Now, when you first walk into Bens, you might think you are just coming in for a half smoke, a chili dog, fries, or a milkshake. But if these walls could talk, they would tell the story of Washington, D.C. itself. They would tell a story of Black Broadway, civil rights, survival, music, politics, family, and community. Bens Chile Bowl opened on August 22, 1958, founded by Ben Ali, who was born in Trinidad, and Virginia Rollins Ali, the woman who would become the heart and soul of the restaurant. They opened the business with a dream, a small amount of money, and a deep belief that a restaurant could be more than a place to eat. It could be a place where people felt welcomed, respected, and treated like family. Ben's own history says that Ben and Virginia opened with $5,000 and a dream, creating a place where everyone was welcomed. And location meant everything. Ben's was not just anywhere. It was on U Street, a corridor once known as Black Broadway, where Duke Ellington's spirit still seems to move through the sidewalks. This neighborhood was filled with theaters, clubs, Black-owned businesses, musicians, students, workers, leaders, and everyday people who made Washington, D.C. one of the great centers of African-American life. Bens Chile Bowl became a gathering place. People came in after shows. People came in after work. People came in late at night. Civil rights leaders, musicians, politicians, students from Howard University, cab drivers, police officers, tourists, and neighborhood residents all sat under the same roof. That is what made Bens special. It was never just about chili. It was about belonging. Then came 1968. After the assassination of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Washington, D.C. erupted in grief, anger, and fire. The U Street corridor was heavily damaged during the riots. Many businesses never recovered. But Bens Chile Bowl survived. According to Ben's own history, during the 1968 D.C. riots, Stokely Carmichael obtained special permission for Bens to remain open after curfew so it could provide food and shelter for people working to restore order. That moment tells you something powerful. In a time when the city was hurting, Bens became a refuge. It fed people. It sheltered people. It stood there when much of the neighborhood was burning. And in the years after the riots, when U Street struggled economically, Bens stayed. When other businesses left, Bens stayed. When metro construction in the late 1980s made the streets difficult and hurt many businesses, Bens stayed open through years of disruption. That is why Bens is not simply a restaurant, it is a survivor. Over the years, famous people came through the doors. The walls of Bens are covered with photographs of visitors, including President Barack Obama, Dave Chappelle, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., John Lewis, and many other civil rights leaders, entertainers, athletes, and public figures. President Obama's visit before his 2009 inauguration became one of the most famous modern moments in the restaurant's history, and the Washington Post has described Bens as a place where politicians often come to confirm their D.C. connection. But here is the beautiful thing. Bens Chile Bowl may have a national reputation, but it still feels like a neighborhood restaurant. That is the magic. A tourist may walk in because they heard about Bens on television. A president may walk in because it is a Washington landmark. A celebrity may walk in because they want to be part of the legend. But the regular customer, the person from the neighborhood, the person who remembers U Street before the redevelopment, the person who came here as a child, that person is just as important. Bens built its reputation not by trying to be fancy, but by being faithful. Faithful to the food, faithful to the neighborhood, faithful to the people, faithful to the idea that a restaurant can become a living museum. Today, Bens is known far beyond U Street. It has multiple locations, including spots at airports, stadiums, and other D.C. places, and its products are sold in giant food stores. Yet the original U Street location remains the soul of the story. And now, after decades of history, Bens continues to renew itself. In 2026, the Washington Post reported that the original U Street restaurant was preparing to